Welcome to another video from Avenue X looking at Chinese drama land in the past week. And yes, for the Thursday video that didn't happen, I've been dealing with sudden medical emergencies, but things are pretty much back to normal now, so it should be all good. While that was happening, Winnipeg has a really bad snowy week. Pretty much blizzard the whole day yesterday, and it was almost impossible to walk anywhere. We didn't have the worst. My friend in Calgary literally got frozen on the street, and it's supposed to feel like -50 today. Let's get back to talk about Dramaland. And every week we go, we're closer to Chinese New Year. This time, which is New Year's Eve on Feb the 9th, and then 10th would be the New Year's Day. And cinema is heating up because that's the traditional. Get the money, get the box office slot of Chinese cinema, and we'll talk about that. First, as usual, let's talk about dramas. During this week, we've had the finishing of the airing of the drama 繁花 Shanghai Blossom. Overall, Tencent has had a blast of the opening of 2024. I mean, technically it started at end of 2023. It hit pretty much second best of 2023 airing. I think the highest one they've had in 2023 is during the airing of Lost You Forever, and it's just slightly higher than what 繁花 has managed to achieve. Considering 繁花 is not the type of drama that attracts very young, popular culture, traffic actor fans, audience drama, the fact that it performed so close to Lost You Forever's numbers online is very impressive. During this week, all the dramas that are supposed to air according to schedule, previously we've talked about already, are all online. Then we have a drama that has released a trailer, and they have scheduled it for January the 19th. This is a 30-episode drama that will air on Mango Television, and it's based on a novel called 地狱19层, the 19th level of hell. Drama title takes the hell part out, otherwise probably not gonna pass censorship. Just called 19th Floor. And this looks like a game where a group of people ended up in a situation where they don't know how they ended up there, being pushed into those quite crazy games they have to survive round after round. So it's like a version of Reset, where our main characters ended up in a time loop and had to survive over and over. It's led by Sun Qian and Wei Zheming. Because of these two people, I will check it out. Okay, I love both of them. If it's well written, even when it's CGI, sometimes it looks very CGI, I can still accept it. But if the story is stupid, then this type of drama would be a pain to watch. Also, we've had the news bubbling on internet from yesterday that the drama I've recently talked about in my Outlook of 2024 drama video, 199爱 Stories of Youth and Love, led by Yang Zi and Fan Chengchen, is very likely to air anytime. I think within next week we should be able to hear any kind of confirmed news about when the drama is gonna go live, or even just airdrop it. Also during this week, not really Chinese drama, but I just want to quickly mention that Netflix has put out the proper trailer for the March 21st release of their version of Three Body. I would definitely watch it and see whether it's worth talking about comparison, but just based on the trailer, it's already a completely different story. It's a very classic type of mystery thriller story that just overall is almost a different category of drama than the Chinese version. The only one thing that I want to point out that just looks really funny to me is the headset, the design of it that the characters put on to go into the virtual game of Three Body. It looks like a sleek, ultra modern metal underpants that's being flipped over and you wear it on your head, and it almost instantly makes the drama a soft sci-fi than a hard sci-fi. Also, I forgot to mention, actually, last week when I was doing my weekly video, I forgot to mention that a drama started shooting, among many dramas that started shooting, which is the Zang Hai Zhuan. Literally means the legend of Zang Hai, or the story of Zang Hai, and it's a period drama. It's very much like a revenge story of somebody whose family gets wronged, and then many years later they come back to the capital and revenge. Think about Mei Changsu, think about Nirvana Fire, very similar structure, led by Xiao Zhan and Zhang Jingyi, and they're already shooting it. And the director is Zheng Xiaolong, the director who did Empress in Palace. And then during this week, we've had a drama that has started shooting on the 8th. It's called 夜色正浓. When it finishes, it will be airing on Tencent. And the English title is The Sales. So clearly, it's a story about about contemporary people who are working in the sales, and it's led by Jiang Shuying and Tong Dawei. Well, that drama started shooting. A drama has just wrapped during this week. It's a drama I've mentioned, I believe, once when they started shooting. Another contemporary drama led by mid-age range actors, so similar to the one that we've just talked about that started shooting. 以美之名 Fight for Beauty, which is supposedly the first contemporary drama in China that's specifically talking about plastic surgery, the beauty industry in the clinics and making here and there injections and all that. And the drama is led by, if you still remember, Yao Chen and Jia Jingwen, also featuring Hou Wenyuan and Yuan Hong. I guess just because Yao Chen and Jia Jingwen are the two female leads of this drama, whenever that comes out, I will definitely check it out. And also this is about the whole industry that's super relevant to entertainment business. It will be interesting to look at actors playing characters in the industry that they definitely get services from. Then let's talk about films, because Chinese New Year is coming up next month. During this whole week, we've had 6 projects that have officially announced they're going in for the Chinese Spring Festival bloodbath of cinema. Only one of them is an animation, and it's the type of animation that probably outside of China nobody's watching, but within China it actually has very good box office, and it has been running for years, every year putting out one. This year, another film, 3D animation of the bears, and the Chinese popular bears, 熊出没, is gonna have a new one. So I'll just quickly mention that one, that a lot of kids would actually want to go and watch. Then let's talk about live action world. In no particular order, first we have the second movie of 飞驰人生 Pegasus 2. Back in 2019 was Pegasus 1, and it was led by Shen Tong, Huang Jingyu, Yin Zheng, if you still remember, directed by Han Han. That film actually did really well. This time it's still the team, still Han Han being the director. Then it still features Shen Tong, Yin Zheng, but this time the other young guy is Fan Chengcheng. It is the type of film that's intended for Spring Festival. It has the energy of comedy but also seriousness and hot-blooded, right? Because it's car racing. If you've watched the first one, the second one is coming out in less than a month's time. Moving on to the next one, a pretty interesting project. It's called 热辣滚烫, English title Yolo, and it's led by Jia Ling and Lei Jiayin. Jia Ling, the famous Chinese female comedian who in a way sacrificed her appearance for her comedy, because she basically is known to be fat, funny woman, and she's talked about that very publicly, that if she wants to basically have her special position in the comedy in China, she just needs to be fat. She cannot be skinny, otherwise she loses the very identifiable appearance that everybody knows her for. A couple of years ago, the Li Huanying film that made her and Zhang Xiaofei, this pair of girlfriends, right, nationally widely known figures of cinema. So this is their collaboration again. It is talking about a very overweight woman who fights her way back, lose her weight to become a boxer. And this is actually a remake of a Japanese movie back in 2014, led by the fantastic Endo Sakura. That's called 100 Yen Love. If you've watched the film, it's the same story. Jia Ling sends out this long post actually talking about she lost 50K for this film, just over 110 pounds. Took a year for her to film it and crossing 5 seasons, she says, because she needs to lose the weight as the film goes on. All the things considered, it's incredible that this is another film that would have drastic appearance change of the main character on camera during the filming and during the story for real. Because of this drastic change, she's staying away from press because she wants to keep it the secret and the difference of her look between this point and that point. If she shows up now, people will see the skinny her, which is very different from people's impression of the fat her. So that's why she only sends text out. She doesn't show a picture of herself right now, and she's like, I'm just trying to keep it low-key and a secret so that when you watch the movie, you get the strongest sort of shock about what can happen. Next movie is also really interesting and probably the most intriguing movie that I really want to see among all the movies, which is 红毯先生, the movie emperor, led by Liu Dehua. Now he's like over 60 years old and still like in perfect shape. More strict about himself than most of the young idols these days working in entertainment. He's an impressive guy. He is the definitive male lead of the story, and it's directed by Ning Hao, the director who basically managed to get a foothold in the industry because of Liu Dehua. He was one of those younger directors who got into the program that gets supported by the whole movement that actually got built by Liu Dehua and allowed him to make movies that made him famous, such as 疯狂的石头. So you can say that Liu Dehua was the supporter and the person who helped Ning Hao to get in the industry and make his name known. Now it's like, what, 2 decades later, they are collaborating again officially in the film, where this is the director and writer of the story and this is the main lead. And it's actually a really sort of satire type of movie that's funny. Just by looking at the trailer, you know it's gonna be the type of story that's heavy with irony and heavy with commentary on entertainment industry, about a film star who is Liu Dehua himself, playing same age, same kind of fame character in a fictional world, who's been popular for years but never got the proper awards. Every time when the film award happens, festival happens, he goes and he just doesn't get it. So he's known to be the popular rich superstar in cinema who cannot act. All he wants to do is to get an award in a movie. So he picks projects that he doesn't like, but because it has potential to get him into film festivals, he does it. A project comes along for him to play a character who is from countryside, from villages, a real Chinese peasant. So this whole movie is a comedy about this super famous star goes to a remote countryside in China so that he can play a farmer peasant role to get an award, and all the ridiculous comedy that happens along the way. And I cannot wait to see if pre-screening happens, you know, what would be the response from people, reviews from people, and I hope this turns out to be an interesting enough, good enough movie. It will be a pity, a shame, if this interesting topic and this whole collaboration between Liu Dehua and Ning Hao didn't turn out to be good enough. Next one is the sadder movie that may not be the best to happen during Chinese New Year, so it's pretty daring for them to put it out, called 我们一起摇太阳, Viva la Vida. I've talked about this project when they were filming. Directed by Han Yan, this director has directed a couple of films which is talking about life and death of terminal illness and how it affects people. And it's led by Li Gengxi and Peng Yuchang. And just look at the poster. You know, it's about terminal disease because Peng Yuchang's character literally has this surgery scar that's completely cutting across his face. As for whether it can do well, I guess depends on if the film is good. If it's like really good, even when it's a tearjerker and really, really sad, people will still buy into it if it's good. But for this type of movie, it's hard to make it good and effective at the same time, not making people feel you are over-exploiting the human emotion. Final one during the whole Chinese New Year film slot, 第20条, not having any English official title yet, interesting. Literally means the 20th. It's hard to translate that because you don't know what it's referring to. Tiao is a piece of something, so the 20th Tiao, usually it's like policy, law, rule book, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you get to number 20th, what is the rule? So that's the most direct translation, but because I have no context, I don't know what actually the 20条, what it refers to. Anything that's in the long piece, you know, it could be even like noodles. It could be used with tiao. So who knows what it is? And it doesn't have English titles. You go and guess what it means. It is a 合家欢 movie based on the trailer, which means whole big family happy. It features every famous face in Chinese cinema. No kidding. Because the director is none other than Zhang Yimou. So last year he did the period 满江红 film during Chinese New Year that got criticized a lot. Everybody in Chinese entertainment criticism world of film review or drama review are actually lashing out on that movie. So this year he opts for the safe way, it's not a supermarket, of making movies for Chinese New Year. Contemporary, featuring contemporary characters. It's a family comedy. It has a lot of characters joining in. It is led by Lei Jiaying and Ma Li. And Lei Jiaying plays this guy who should be a sort of prosecutor, but he is not officially there. He's just taking place for somebody temporarily. A father of a very normal Chinese family. And all the comedy and weird things that happens with him trying to stay in his position and not getting replaced, and then famous people's face keeps showing up one after another to bombard you. Apart from the lead, they are all huge stars, including Wang Xiao, Zhao Liying, Yu Hewei, Zhang Yi, Gao Ye, Fan Wei, and the list keeps going on. Every big name, female or male, Dramaland or Filmland or both, are just gonna show up in this conveyor belt of famous people. Every cut, every turn of the camera, the lens is gonna be on somebody you know. It's gonna go through the whole way type of movie. So even if you're not so interested in the plot, at least you get to see that many famous faces in one session. Maybe that will make it worth a while, the ticket money. I don't know. Now, one thing I really admire Zhang Yimou is at this age, he's still working this much. Like, you know, think about Ridley Scott, right? 80-year-old and still can make movies like Napoleon, although it doesn't get good review. At least you can see that this guy is just so strong and still going strong at that age. And that should wrap up this week's weekly video. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.